Good morning. I'm Ron Goodman. I serve as a commissioner on the North Dakota Ethics Commission. I will be acting as the hearing officer for this morning's public meeting. It is now 9:31, September 9th, 2025. We are in the Judicial Wing Room 321, State Capitol at 600, East Boulevard, Bismarck, North Dakota, online on Microsoft Teams. And at this time, I will open this hearing. The public hearing has been called for the purpose of allowing all interested individuals an opportunity to submit information concerning proposed amendments to Ethics Commission rules regarding the complaint process. I'm going to indicate who is here. We have two guests in the hearing room today, Charles Tuttle and Lucinda Johnson. Also, we have a lady online. Ma'am, what's your name? Can you hear me, ma'am? Oh,
So we have to allow them. No, we can't.
okay. Okay, ma'am, try it again. Introduce yourself.
My name is Carol Sawicki. I'm not sure if that's the person you're talking to.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
All right.
I had myself muted.
Okay. So, Carol, what's your last name again?
Sawicki, Sawicki.
Okay. All right. Ma'am, thank you very much for appearing. Charles and Lucinda, thank you also for appearing. The proposed rules implement North Dakota Constitution Article 14, Section 3, Sub 2, and Senate Bill. Look at it now. Are you doing this, Logan?
No, it's.
Yeah, I
There
have
we go.
this. I have this darn
Okay.
essential trimmer.
Yep, there you go.
And Senate Bill 2004 enacted during the most recent legislative session. The proposed amendments set and clarify definitions for complaints, clarify the Ethics Commission jurisdiction and complaint limitation period, and clarify how a complaint may be submitted and summarily dismissed, modify the standards for referral of complaints to law enforcement, set how a respondent can submit a motion to dismiss, and set how the Ethics Commission may settle a complaint, and clarify the hearing process for final action on complaints, and set complaint management timestamps. I should also introduce other people here in the room. We have Murray Sagsveen, who is also a commissioner, Rebecca Binstock, who is the executive director of the commission, and Logan Carpenter, who is our legal counsel. Information gathered at this hearing will be transmitted to the entire North Dakota Ethics Commission for its deliberation and final decision. The commission will not be responding to comments at this hearing. The comments received at this hearing will be considered with any written comments that are received, and the commission will present its consideration of all comments in writing. You may request a copy of the written response, and one will be provided for you. Okay, gotta scroll down here. This hearing is being recorded, and we ask everyone to speak up to ensure the recording is clear and accurate. Please identify yourself for the record before you speak. Everyone present will be given an opportunity to speak. If you have a prepared statement, a written copy of your statement is appreciated and would be helpful. You may email any written statement to the Ethics Commission at nd.gov. If you are appearing in person, we ask that you sign the registration sheet before you leave today's meeting. Did we have it? Oh, we've got a registration uh, sheet there.
Yep.
Lucinda, could you bring that over to yourself and fill out the information?
We already did. Yeah.
And Charles did also? All right. At this point, I will open the hearing for comments. Lucinda Johnson, do you have any comments?
I'm here to just listen right now and see what is all going on with the Ethics Commission.
Okay,
I'm just getting started into understanding what you represent and how you handle things. And so I'm here to listen and learn right now.
okay. Charles, do you have any comments?
Yes, I would. I went to the library and met with you folks. It was a great presentation that you put on. And in listening to the issues of the Ethics Commission, most people aren't aware of this, but about 11 or 12 years ago, we used to have a law in North Dakota that allowed for a citizen grand jury petition. It had never been used in 100 years. And I found this law and was using it against some government-funded entities that were in opposition to initiated measures. If you remember this past election, Measure 4, we had opposition, and most of that opposition was taxpayer funded. That's a clear violation of 16.1. No one can use taxpayer funds or resources to oppose or support an initiated measure by the people. So at that time, it was the Fighting Sioux petition. There was Measure 2. Those opposition of that, those issues that were measures put on the ballot by the people were opposed by, if you remember, the coaches flying around the state and the UND plane. You remember the Chamber of Commerce and the Association of Counties, League of Cities. They were all in opposition. Well, I was doing 3 petitions that was against that. And I got a call from someone in Grand Forks, and these individuals had an issue in Dunn County with a bribery issue with a public official. So we actually did the petition there. And they went in the legislative session. That session was going on at the same time. And they actually eliminated the citizen grand jury law in North Dakota. House Bill 1451 was the 63rd legislative session. So that's how this all came about. The individuals that hired me were people who had minerals, and they're the ones that started the badass grandmas and started this initiative to put this on the ballot. Now I've read this initiative over and over, the constitutional portion of it. And what's interesting is my background and expertise is initiatives, is constitutional matters. And what's interesting here is in the section that is in the Century Code for the facilitation of this constitutional measure is in complete violation of this constitutional measure. When it says here, the article is self-executing and all of the provisions are mandatory laws may be enacted to facilitate, safeguard, and expand, but not to hamper, restrict, or impair. Now that those words come right out of the initiative process too. So when I see, and I read all the articles coming out, and there've been quite a few about how the Ethics Commission has been hampered, and I really believe it's important. Either the citizens are going to have to do a new initiative to put in the Century Code to facilitate the desire of what the Constitution reads, or this commission has the authority to file a lawsuit to make sure that these provisions are enacted and facilitated. And that means proper funding. You know, you guys have had some years now behind yourselves. You know exactly what's necessary and needed. And you know that the legislature is not giving you that. And that's my suggestion here. We have got so much going on in Burley County. And I know, for instance, from reading we've had a legislator who was charged and convicted, but we've had another legislator who proposed a bill, voted on the bill, and drew her income off of the bill. I'm not using any names. That's not what I'm here for. But I'm here to explain that it's necessary that we fight for this commission. And we know that the fight is in the legislature. Hopefully we can get the governor. Maybe we need some more PR, more exposure on what the problems are here. But it's clearly a underfunding. It's clearly they're actually violating what I just read intentionally. So I appreciate you giving me the time, and I will be coming to more of these meetings. I go to the school land board meetings. I go to the bank, the funding meetings. I know where all the dead bodies are, where all the money's at. So if you go to the meetings, you get to hear it, and then I try and bring it out to the public, and that's what I do. Well, thank you very much, folks. I appreciate all of you, what you're doing.
Thank you, Mr. Tuttle. Thank you, Ms. Johnson. The lady that was online, what was her name again?
So,
Sawicki.
yeah, you actually have quite a few individuals online, so
Ah.
you can open it up to anybody who
Okay.
would like to provide comment.
All right, Ms. Sawicki or anyone else that wishes to make a comment, please do so. And identify yourself before you make your presentation.
Hello, my name is Carol Sawicki. You already introduced me, and I'm just here to observe. I've paid attention to the Ethics Commission for quite a few years and to the initiated measure that created it, and I'm just here to observe and learn how things are progressing. And I thank you for having this meeting.
All right, thank you, Ms. Sawicki. Anything else?
No, that's all. Thank you very much.
If you can see me, I'm eating a Halloween Halloween Reese's cup with peanut butter and chocolate.
Don't get out of a white shirt.
No, be shocked. All right. Anyone else that can hear me that wishes to make any comments? All right. We're going to stay online for another 15 minutes or so. And during that time, we can give you the opportunity to speak. So we'll adjourn this meeting at 10 o'clock, I think would be a reasonable time. Okay. Mr. Sagsteen, would you add anything here?
No comments.
Okay. And staff, would you add anything? All right.
No, nothing.
All right. So we've got 15 minutes then to kind of look at each other. Ms. Johnson, where are you from?
I'm from Beulah, North Dakota.
Oh, you told me that. Did you happen to know how long have you lived there?
All of my life, and my ancestors were there before Beulah was even established in 1890.
Okay.
Wow.
They actually farmed what is now Beulah, North Dakota, and had some of the original mines that were there. In fact, in my history, it's reported that my grandmother had the first male child in the Beulah Township.
Okay.
That was big news then, huh?
I should say, it might have said actually the first male white child in that township.
Yeah.
I think maybe is what it said.
Okay.
Yeah. So my history goes back, I'm now 6 generations there. That's possibly 7, or I don't know if I counted the Gideon. I started, I think, with my great grandparents.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And centers where the Indians were, right?
Where?
The tribe, there was a tribe there in the center.
Yeah, well, on the lake by, like, uh, Stanton.
They settled that because of the mining.
No. Oh.
And was
It's
that what
Stanton?
brought people there, the mining?
In Beulah?
Mhm.
The railroad came through, and so then a lot of the towns, like Mr. Spagsby
Right.
mentioned, a lot of the places like Krem, which were a little town where German settlers were north of Hazen, that's no longer there. So Beulah the railroad came through, and so people moved into Hazen and Beulah next to the railroad. But like I said, when my ancestors were there, they started there, they just came, from Missouri um, and from Cram, as part of the settlers that started farming in that area and ranching sheep and cattle.
After Lewis and Clark.
Well, 1890
Yeah.
is when my original ancestor was reported there.
Did you know Eric Sullivan?
I know this, Eric, yes, the
Eric.
Sullivans, yes. They just recently, that family's in Arizona now, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But his brother is, so Eric is the brother. Now I'm trying to remember, Bevan. Their son was Derek. He just passed away just recently. He was one of my children's ages, but trying to remember Bev's an original, and so her husband, his name's not coming to me right now.
I'm a wrestling fan. I wrestled in high school and my boys did, and I had one boy wrestle in college. And one of the really good wrestlers you had was an Eisenbeis.
Oh, there's Eisenweises. They're
Yeah.
Germans from,
Yeah.
yeah.
German, that sounds Swedish.
Eisenweises?
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
So you're an Iowa fan if you're a wrestling fan, right?
I'm not an Iowa fan.
No?
But not all Germans were there, because my ancestors that came in were also Thompson and Henderson. So not all Germans.
So if we're talking about Big Ten wrestling, Wisconsin, Minnesota. I know Iowa State's got a good team. But I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, are you a wrestling fan?
Well, I photographed that. I'm a Buckeye. So Russ Faber was a good friend of mine. He's a silver medalist in the Munich Olympics. He was the coach of the Ohio State Buckeyes for years.
Okay.
And with Dan Pugh and all those guys.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of wrestling over the years.
Yeah, I ran track and cross country for Ohio State
Oh, good for you.
a long time ago. 120 pounds ago. No, yeah, I do have a question though, because obviously the things that you deal with are sensitive and confidential. So you won't be able to have meetings when you're discussing cases. But how often are you going to have public input meetings? I think it's important that people know about you guys. There's 90% of people out there don't know you exist. You know that or not, but
Well, we go into executive session when we discuss cases, and that means that the public is not involved in those decisions. We don't necessarily, and I want Rebecca or Logan to correct me, we have a meeting every month.
okay.
And we always meet by Zoom and or whatever the state system is called. And everyone is invited to participate, to watch those meetings. Now, we don't necessarily call for public input every time, like here, but there have been situations where we've had some public input too. Logan or Rebecca, you want to comment on that?
I think you summarized it correctly.
We keep a public input tab on our website for proposed rules and amendments to the rules, so the public is always able to submit that form.
Or anything
anything, yeah,
Any
or,
sort of public input can be submitted to us that way.
yeah, so if there's just general public input, to send an email to ethicscommission@indy.gov, be the other option.
Now, most of the other meetings, industrial commission meeting, the school land board meeting, I'm trying to get public input in those meetings. They've never had it. And then when I first showed up years ago, they were kind of shocked what we were doing here. I'm like, well, every meeting's a public meeting.
Every meeting is a
Right?
public meeting.
If you have a quorum of people, officials, you have to have it open to the public. So, yeah, it was kind of, so we haven't gotten to that point yet with the industrial commission and the school land board and the investment board and all that, but we need to have those open. And I appreciate you guys automatically doing this, because it's what's necessary. Public input's important.
May I comment?
Sure.
All right. So in Beulah, North Dakota, my daughter and I, we were not allowed to speak at our city council meeting. We had to fill out a request to speak at the city council. And then, we were denied. My daughter was denied because, they said that her, what she was going to talk about was irrelevant. It wasn't on the agenda at that time, was not true. My daughter has a bachelor's degree from UND from, it's an environmental science degree. And she did a study on coal ash. And the information that she had was exactly what was going on at the time in our city, which was exactly what was going on at the county at the time. But they denied her to speak because they could. So I applied for a commission position here because I've seen a lot of things going on. I'm hearing and seeing a lot of things are coming to the light in our cities, in our counties, in our state, and the public isn't able to speak. They're keeping them silent, and that to me is communism. And I'm not, as a born and raised citizen of the United States of America, I'm not going to sit back and watch that happen. I think that we need to stand up and we need to start saying that we have to be heard. I don't think that we could take over meetings, but I do believe that we need to be heard and taken seriously, and people need to, we've got a train going right now in North Dakota that seems like nobody wants to put the halt on that train. We've got mineral rights money being stolen from our mineral right owners by the billions of dollars, and nobody is doing anything to stop it. And so the state is getting money, and there's workers coming in, and we have the oil field here, and that's wonderful. I want to see us progress. I want our nation to be self-sufficient, of course, but the end does not justify the means. We've got to get this thing back on track. The people that we put in office need to get back on track to our constitutional way of doing things. The nation under God. We have got to do things the right way that help the people of this country, and not just the companies of this country and the states. Government is not supposed to be a business. The government is to rule and govern. And we've got some really wrong things going on.
Have you ever filed a complaint with us?
No,
Okay.
I didn't know you existed.
Oh, you didn't?
I did not.
Okay.
No, I've been I've raised in Beulah, North Dakota, raising kids, working since I was 14 years old, and never really got into politics, and just trusted my local officials that they were trustworthy to handle things. But I found out that's not what's going on. They're not trustworthy to take care of things.
Okay, there is a complaint method that you can use. It's on the website with the Ethics Commission website, which I identified as we were speaking. So that's one avenue you can use if you've got a particular complaint. Now we do not we do not handle anything in the judiciary. They've got their own commission, their own ethics commission that they deal with, complaints that come through them. But we deal with the executive and the legislative branch. So you should be aware of that. And there is a form online also that would allow you to make a complaint if you can identify a particular situation that you want to complain about. So, and I'm kind of disappointed that, and I'm sure Murray here and our other commissioners would be too, that we don't have more people aware of what we're doing. But apparently, from what you're saying, we haven't. We've been hiding our lights under bushel baskets. Depends on how many baskets we have, I guess. But that's something you have a right to do. And whenever we have changes in the rules, we do have these type of public meetings. So you should be aware of that.
Are there changes that you've made in the rules that you have in this meeting?
It's an ongoing process for us. You know, even though we've been in existence now for about 6 years, we had to start from scratch, and we depended on what other states have done as far as our rules, but we've got many situations that are unique to North Dakota. And so as things come up, as we see that there's a need to change the rules, we will do that, or I should say modify, not change. Kind of a subtle difference there, I guess. But
When you say rules,
So I
there's a
can
difference
explain that.
between
Yep.
law, century code, constitution, and you're saying rules. What do you mean by rules?
okay, I'll let Rebecca address that.
Yep. So in Article 14, Section 13 of the Constitution, it directs that the commission may adopt ethics rules related to transparency, corruption, elections, and lobbying.
Right.
So the commission adopts sets of rules that become law and that public officials, lobbyists, candidates for office, I'm missing somebody in there, are subject to. And so to date, the commission has adopted 4 large sets of rules regarding conflicts of interest, quasi-judicial proceedings, lobbyist gifting, and then the complaint process. Since 2019, or no, the first set of rules was adopted in 2020. The commission has amended those rules and changed those to respond to situations as Ron was discussing. The commission is currently considering, this hearing is specific to amendments to section 115.0201 of the North Dakota Administrative Code, and that's regarding the complaint process. So changes that we're making to the complaint process. And then the commission also currently has open rules that would require public officials to disclose travel that they are doing that is paid for by I lost my third party. There we go. Thank you for the help.
So if someone gets a trip to an island somewhere, they have to
They
disclose
have to
that.
disclose that.
So
If the rule is passed.
If the rule is passed, the rule has not been adopted yet.
Has not.
There was a hearing that was held on the rule last month in August, or was it July?
would that apply to appropriations from the legislature to international groups like Global Bridges back to legislators?
So
What I see in there where it says that foreign entities aren't even allowed to give money. So
in
why?
the Constitution.
Yes,
Mhm.
in the Constitution. So when I saw the Global Bridge situation, that's an international group giving money back to the School Board Association, who then gave it to legislators to go to Europe. Is that what we're talking about? That kind of stuff?
That would be something that would be disclosed
It would have to be disclosed.
if the rule is adopted.
So I just want to comment, but there was a law passed in this legislature this time to allow for local public input at local meetings. It's Senate Bill 2180. And if you want details about it, there was a detailed article in the Monitor on May 9th about it, but it's Senate Bill 2180.
That law is more restrictive. Was to bring hearing, gave power to the boards to decide how that's
I just want-
administered.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to mention that it was
Yeah, no, I'm,
effective August 1.
yeah, I'm very familiar with that, what's going.
And are you, Murray mentioned North Dakota Monitor. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
Okay, and you, ma'am?
Yes, he told me about it. Mr.
Okay.
Tuttle told me about it. So now I am seeing more. Yeah.
Okay, it is 10:02, and I don't want to cut anyone off if they want to make other statements. First, I'll ask Ms. Johnson and Mr. Tuttle, anything further you wish to put on the record here?
No, I appreciate the chance to.
Okay, and then people that are listening online, is there anyone that wishes to make any comments as far as this meeting is concerned? Okay, everyone has had an opportunity to make comments to the commission, and I will thank you all for coming. The information gathered at this meeting will be provided to the commission as a whole, which is the decision-making body. The record will be held open for written comment until September 22nd, 2025. Any written decisions may be submitted by email to ethicscommission@nd.gov or mailed to 600 East Broadway Avenue, Department 195, Bismarck, North Dakota, 58505. Yes. Oh, what did I say?
Broadway.
Oh, East
do it too.
Boulevard, East Boulevard Avenue, sorry. If you had sent it to Broadway, we would have had to chase it down. East Boulevard. At this point, I will close the meeting on the hearing on proposed amendment to the Ethics Commission complaint rules. So we are adjourned.